This Force-bred armor was released in 1992, definitely the most disgusting monster horror movie I've ever seen. I've seen it too, the earliest live-action movie adapted from a comic book of the same name. Although more than 30 years have passed, but its realistic special effects still beats most movies today, especially the process of monster transformation. Simply don't eat too much. Friends who like excitement must not miss it. According to legend, millions of years ago, the Earth is still barren. Aliens called Adventers come to Earth, created human beings. By modifying human genes, they made super monster soldiers, lycanthropes. The leader of the beast-turned army, the Beast God General, was also created. But then I don't know why, the Adventers suddenly left the Earth, and the genetic modification technology they left behind. It was also logically inherited by the Beast God Generals. But slowly, the Beast God Generals are not satisfied with this. To further develop genetic technology, create more animal soldiers to control the world, the Beast God Generals headed by Lao Bai, Kronos Group was established. During this period, they also discovered an even more perverted weapon. That is the ultrasonic weapon left behind by the descendants. Forced breeding armor. This kind of armor is very important to the descendants themselves. Just an ordinary armor, but once humans put it on, will transform into cape, exhibiting extremely terrifying power. While various functions of the body are improved 100 times, possess invincible defense and self-healing abilities. But fortunately, to this day, Lao Bai didn't even find a way to activate him. As a researcher at Kronos Group, Dr. Lichuan realized, if Lao Bai is allowed, mastered the use of strong breeding armor, it will definitely bring disaster to the world. So in order to stop all this, he quietly took the colonial armor out of the base, prepared to be handed over to CIA agents. Unexpectedly, it didn't take long after I escaped. I haven't had time to hand over the things to the contact person yet. He was intercepted on the spot by the beast-turned soldiers who were chasing after him. After taking back the colonial armor, the leader, the bald man, tried to persuade the doctor to turn back and make the right decision. However, the doctor who was also transformed chose to transform, prepare to fight them to the death. The transformed doctor looks like a fat-headed fish. The combat effectiveness has been amazingly improved, but the bald man didn't panic at all, because as a thug of Kronos Group, he is a more powerful beast-turned soldier. Baldhead who completed his transformation. 3 strikes, 5 strikes, and 2 strikes will kill the fat-headed fish alive. Then he immediately returns to the company. Give the box to Lao Bai. However, when Lao Bai opened the box happily, but found out that it was not a forced breeding armor inside, but a broken toaster. Lao Bai changed his face on the spot. Instantly activate the Beast God General's abnormal ability. Give the bald head a hard lesson. I saw a sarcoma on his forehead. Just use thoughts. Let the bald head mutilate himself uncontrollably, until he promises to get the strong armor back. Only then did Lao Bai receive his magical powers. At the same time, in a martial arts gym, as a veteran of the CIA, find the doctor's daughter Xiaohui, and the news that the doctor was killed, told him everything. It turns out that Lao Ma is the connector. But when he arrived at the scene, I found that the doctor had already cooled down. Xiaohui was heartbroken when she learned that her father was dead. Ah Wei, his apprentice who has always had a crush on him, just saw this scene. So in order to figure out what happened, he quietly followed Lao Ma and Xiaohui, arrive at the crime scene, unexpectedly but inadvertently, found the mandatory armor that the doctor had hidden here. Looking at this strange thing in front of me, Ah Wei decisively put it into his backpack. Little did they know that it was because of this move, will completely change his life. Just in a way, when preparing to go home, the motorcycle suddenly broke down. Not long after, a few gangsters passed by here. Without saying a word, he kicked over Ah Wei's motorcycle, facing the gangsters who are deliberately looking for trouble. Ah Wei also called him back without any courtesy. Although I learned a few moves in the martial arts gym, but 2 fists are always hard to beat with 4 hands. Soon he was beaten until his teeth were all over the floor. Even the strong armor in the backpack was knocked out. Ah Wei who fell to the ground wanted to escape. Unexpectedly, the gangster kicked him again. As a result, his face just stuck to the ankylosing armor. Did not expect. Various coincidences unexpectedly activated the ankylosing armor, accompanied by a burst of lightning and thunder. Countless tentacles instantly wrapped Ah Wei's head, then spread quickly throughout the body. In the surprised eyes of the spirited boys, Ah Wei completed his transformation. At this moment, they didn't realize it at all. The man in front of me is no longer what he used to be. One of them tried to throw a punch. In the end, Wei took over easily. He was also thrown several meters away with his backhand. When the others saw this, they rushed forward decisively. But he is still no match for Ah Wei. Not even a pistol can break through the defense. Seeing the other party pressing forward step by step, the last little bastard, I was so frightened that I quickly picked up something to block it. Unexpectedly, Ah Wei accidentally saw it. What he looks like after his transformation. Take advantage of the opponent's confusion. The spirited boy quickly runs away. Looking at the armor attached to the body, Ah Wei tried to take it off. Little did he know that the forced breeding armor had been implanted in his body. Want to get out of combat status? Just an idea. The armor will retract on the back of the neck. On the other side, the bald man and others searched for, but didn't find it, any information on the whereabouts of the colonized armor. Thinking that the doctor has a daughter, Lao Bai thought he knew something, so he ordered Bald 2 to capture him immediately. When they packed Xiaohui away, I happened to be downstairs when I arrived. Met a Wei who came to look for Xiaohui. A Wei didn't care at first, until I opened the door and saw a mess in the room. Xiaohui is also missing. Only then did I think of those 2 sneaky men just now. Ah Wei, who suddenly felt bad, hurried downstairs. After confirming that Xiaohui was kidnapped by them, he decisively picked up 2 wine bottles and smashed them over. Unexpectedly, Agent Lao Ma also happened to arrive here at this time. With his help, the 2 successfully rescued Xiaohui. The 3 people quickly turned around and ran away. But how could Baldhead let them go so easily? Immediately lead others to follow closely behind. On the way, Xiaohui chose to transform. His physical strength soared as he turned into a beast-turned soldier. Climbed the high wall easily. It seems that if things continue like this, they will be caught up sooner or later. 3 people with nowhere to escape can only hide in an abandoned warehouse. But Baldhead soon caught up with him. After entering the warehouse, they all turned into terrifying beast-turned soldiers. With a keen sense of smell, long-nosed beast-turned army. Traces of the 3 people were soon discovered. Leaving to protect the 2 of them, the old horse in front was subdued first. Ah Wei still wants to resist, but without transformation, he is obviously vulnerable. Xiaohui behind him was also caught by a beast-turned soldier. Worse, Kronos. 2 beast-turned soldiers were also sent for support. But how do you know these beast-turned soldiers? The force-breathing armor they searched so hard for, right inside Awei's body, and Awei, who is in desperate situation. He also decisively chose to transform into armor. I am the giver. This scene immediately stunned me as all the beasts turned into soldiers, but since I haven't seen Cape's true appearance, they didn't believe that Awei in front of them was Kai-Pu. Big Ears rushed over first. As a result, he was thrown out after just one encounter. Upon seeing this, the other beast-turned soldiers hurriedly rushed forward, but it's still not Awei's right hand. At this time, Big Ears saw the opportunity and threw the giant piece in his hand. Unexpectedly, he tricked his teammates to death. With the help of Big Ears, soon other beast-turned soldiers were defeated one after another. The bald man had no choice but to take action himself. The strength of the two is almost the same. It was hard to separate for a while, but the bald man discovered Cape's weakness. That's the metal sphere on his head. Just get hit. Cape's power will be affected. After learning about this weakness, the younger brothers also joined the fight. 2 beast-turned soldiers forcibly controlled Awei. The bald head gave him a fatal blow. Awei was hit and instantly lost his fighting ability. Even the metal sphere above your head. The bald head was also picked off by force. Awei, who lost his life gate, also lost his life at the same time, slowly melted into a puddle of green liquid. And Xiaowei and Lao Ma, they were all brought back to the company by the beast-turned soldiers. It was Cape who realized that Awei had transformed. Lao Bai wanted to tell Xiaowei, ask about how to activate the strong breathing armor. He also took her to the laboratory, by the way, visited the beast-turned army being manufactured. Lao Bai threatened Xiaowei, if you don't cooperate, you will become the monster inside. And Lao Ma has been transformed by him. But Xiaowei doesn't know how to activate it at all. Looking at the damaged armor in the glass box, thinking of Awei dying for himself, Xiaowei was suddenly heartbroken. But after research, the doctor discovered that the colonization armor was not completely destroyed, because it's repairing itself. We'll be back to normal soon. It turns out that the strong breathing armor is a collection of organic and inorganic. It's like a DNA mold. As long as the metal sphere is not destroyed, can be regenerated infinitely. Lao Bai was very happy to hear the news. To get the activation method, he plans to transform Xiaowei into a beast-turned soldier immediately. Unexpectedly, Xiaowei suddenly launched an attack. He kicked Lao Bai hard in the crotch, then quickly picked up a tool to break the glass box, took out the metal sphere. He wants to escape, but he was stopped by 2 beast-turned soldiers, so he had to turn on the crusher, prepare to completely destroy the wallpaper armor. After all, if Lao Bai finds a way to activate it, the whole world will suffer. But just when he was about to throw it away, but the strong armor was wrapped around the palm of my hand. Big Ears took the opportunity to reach out and grab it. As a result, the metal sphere was accidentally knocked away, just fell into the mouth of another beast-turned soldier. Baldhead tried to take out the metal ball by force, but everything is too late. I saw the beast-turned soldier falling to the ground in pain. The metal ball in my belly seems to be growing rapidly, as a sharp blade cut open his stomach. Awei, who was resurrected with full blood, turned into armor again. As said at the beginning, the strong breathing armor has been integrated with Awei's DNA, so the repaired armor is equivalent to Awei's resurrection. Experience to death. Awei has completely mastered it. How to use the strong breathing armor. He is stronger now. Break the glass container without saying a word. Save the old horse. Then block the beast-turned soldiers. Cover Xiaowei and Lao Ma's escape. A few little beast-turned soldiers. It's not enough to see in front of him. Awei easily dispatched them all. But on the way to escape, Xiaowei and Lao Ma ran into trouble. Seeing this, Awei quickly jumped up. Stand in front of the beast-turned soldiers. Throw him down. At this time, the bald head suddenly appeared in front of me. He won by luck last time. I feel like I can do it again. I didn't expect him to be an opponent. Awei sent him away after a few rounds. The 3 people wanted to take the opportunity to escape from the base. But unexpectedly, Lao Ma found something wrong with his body on the way, accompanied by bursts of howling. The old horse's body began to change. The original transformation of him has not been completed. It also turned into a semi-finished beast-turned soldier. Looks like a pippy shrimp, but he has no fighting ability, and quickly received the lunchbox. Awei hasn't had time to feel sad yet. When I turned around, I found that Lao Bai had kidnapped Xiaowei. Seeing Cape perform so well, Lao Bai wants to get the strong breathing armor even more. And as the leader of the beast-turned army, the beast god will naturally have more terrifying power. Awei doesn't want to listen to his nonsense. He just went up and kicked Lao Bai away. I thought the battle had been resolved. Unexpectedly, I saw something terrible. A giant beast slowly emerges from the darkness. It is the beast god general transformed by Lao Bai. In the face of overwhelming size and strength, Awei can only be beaten unilaterally. With a flexible body shape, he found an opportunity to jump from a high place, riding on Lao Bai's neck and doing crazy output. But he was soon dumped by the other party, and was tightly grasped by huge claws. But just when Lao Bai stretched out his tentacles, when preparing to seize the metal sphere on Awei's head again, Cape in desperate situation, but automatically released the ultimate killing move. I saw the armor on the chest slowly opening. A huge amount of energy spurted out instantly. He directly blasted Lao Bai into ashes. After the crisis is over, Awei also changed back to his original appearance. From then on, he and Xiaowei lived a life without shame, but the two of them didn't know. Another powerful beast god witnessed everything. It seems that the battle between Cape and the beast soldiers is not over yet.